Hello, my dears. How are you? This is Resilient Lives, beaming you a little bit of energy and a lot of love. How are you? It has been an awesome day here. A little cool, but we know that's not going to last very long. But I was able to get my walk in and get a little movement going. So how are things going in your neck of the woods? Well, we are just wanting to check on you and see what the day is bringing to you. I was thinking about the journey and about the stress. Stress seems to be on my mind, which is why I'm walking. and I'm listening to my body, and I have heard from others that they are also listening to their body too. And in the back of my mind, I keep remembering what Dr. Weil says, that the body knows how to heal itself, but the mind gets in the way, which seemed to imply to me that there is a lot of mind work to do to deal with stress. We're certainly not going to cover it here on this video, but we're going to pause and think about it, because this pandemic is continuing, and it is such a enigma. I mean, it's such an oddity, because everything looks so wonderful out, and but we're still in the pandemic, and the disease is running rampant, and people, some don't seem to be thinking, but we want to be thinking. We want to stay awake, and we want to be well. That's the whole purpose of us coming every day, leaving a little nuggets in each other's lives, sending virtual hugs, and sending a little, as my brother would say, a little something, something to let you know that you're cared about, and you're being sent love, because we can't live without love. We can't thrive without love. We need a touch, and we are doing that virtually, dropping a little love and remembering that together is healing. And so my thought today was triggered by me looking for the station number of the PBS radio station. I was sick and tired of hearing a whole lot of stuff from some of the news stations, and so I was trying to find the number on the station so that I could be listening to PBS. Now, we know that public broadcasting has been the way to go. It's been a real media that you can be assured of getting good value. I mean, they even have programs for kids, and so I value them, but I haven't been listening to them on my radio as I get going in the morning. And as I was thinking about the PBS and the value, and how I know when I get the news from them, I'm not going to get a whole lot of craziness, another acronym kind of popped in my mind. Now, it's not PBS, but it's BPS. So you'll be totally confused when you're finished and listening to this. You'll say, well, goodness, she talked about PBS and BPS. But BPS is the biological, psychological, and societal, the three systems that interact as we go through life. They're all interconnected. And these are the things that I just wanted to mention to you, because these are the areas that we want to be aware of. Because when something happens in one area, it falls over into the next. So, of course, the biological is the physical body. The psychological is the mind, really, the mental perceptions. And the societal, are your communities and all the various roles that you are involved in. And so you might say, well, why is that even important? Well, I will tell you, because we're talking about stress. We're talking about dealing with this pandemic and all these things on a long haul basis. We talked about that yesterday. We're in this for the long haul. We know that change of any kind will take a long time, and knowing that should help us to not be impatient, because we're waiting for this vaccine that we have high hopes for, and we're waiting for jobs, and we're waiting for an answer to all of this craziness, and we know it takes a long time for change to happen. So while we're waiting, we get stressed. And I will speak for myself. I know sometimes when I get stressed, I can feel a little glitch in my gut. It's just, yeah. Or sometimes I'll get a rash or on my hand, and I didn't hit it, and so those are the things that are happening to the biological part. And sometimes there is this psychological fog, a mental fog, so that's the psychological aspects. And then you have the irritability when you're dealing with your teams or your people, and that's the societal. So you have these three areas working together, and they can bring out the worst in you, So a little alarm will go off, a mental alarm that's saying, excuse me, something going on here, need an action. So I'm just telling you this so that you will be prepared with an action. Slow down, stop what you're doing. Solitude works, or whatever the things that bring joy to your soul. Those things are going to help you, because these three systems, the BPS, interact with each other. And if something is bothering you on one of them, it will affect you or fall over into the next one. So if you're irritable and your mind is rattled, and your body is not happy, you've got a problem. And so we're talking about maybe looking at the mind-body code, and learning ways to control those things that are happening. So I just want you to know, to put a little flag up, and to be aware when things happen, when stress happens, and to develop a plan to stop and say, okay, I feel a glitch in my stomach. I'm feeling something. I'm feeling some kind of way. And I need to address that now while it's mild. So that's my little nugget to share with you today. And, because the body knows how to heal itself and the mind gets in the way. Lots of things get in the way. But we are focused on flourishing, thriving, surviving, our well-being. And I am interested in you being successful. And I am beaming you a little love, because a little love goes a long way. Have a good night. Bye-bye.